Hello viewers, welcome to Sahara TV. Ghana is touted by many as a beacon of hope. It's touted as a shining example of a young democracy. Have an inside look, however, by some pundits suggests that a polarized media, an ongoing election dispute, and a somewhat lax immigration law is recipe for disaster for this young West African nation. With me today to discuss ongoing issues in Ghana is Fortune Alimi. Mr. Alimi is the editor of the Daily Guide newspaper in Ghana. You're welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much, Wesley.
Let's start by asking you this. What is the quality of journalism in Ghana? How would you assess the quality of journalism in Ghana?
Quality of journalism, I think the Ghanaian, first of all, let's start from the training school, Previously, there used to be Ghana Institute of Journalism. Now, other institutions have come on board. We have private institutions also training journalists. You have the other schools awarding degree. That GIJ used to give diploma certificates, but now they are awarding degree. You have other universities also giving degree in journalism or mass communication, as you may call it. The School of Communication Studies has also upgraded from a graduate diploma to master's level, full-time master's program. So, by and large, more journalists are being trained. But as to the quality, after the training, those who come into the field, is the question. Because not all those who get the training actually come into the field. Some of them, they want to go to the lucrative areas, like public relations, advertising, marketing, and the rest. So by so doing, the mainstream journalism is suffering.
So this somehow has affected the media in such a way that it's kind of polarized.
By and large, it has affected the quality because you don't get the good manpower, good resource persons to come to the mainstream journalism because all of them are looking for where they can butter their bread. So by so doing, they are going into maybe areas they can get good salaries.
Okay, I was trying to connect that with how polarized the Ghanaian media is at the moment. Ghana, the media seems to be split right down the middle between the ruling NDC and the opposition NPP. What is accounting for that?
But don't forget that if you want to trace the genesis of the Ghanaian media, it started from the pre-colonial days. It was political, Sometimes you cannot take away politics from there. But the danger is that some journalists are more or less being supported. I don't want to say funded.
In the pockets of the politicians.
I don't want to say funded.
A spade.
They are being supported by politicians. And that is the danger there, because sometimes when they see the truth, they don't say it. They are all swimming in the partisan waters. So that's why it makes it very dangerous.
Let me push you a little bit. Your paper, for instance, is connected with Freddie Blay,
yes, he's the publisher.
Okay, and his wife Gina.
She's the CEO.
Okay. Do they dictate what gets published?
Obviously, I won't allow that too, because sometimes, in journalism, you have publisher also has his interest, but sometimes it becomes a running battle between myself and the publisher. Sometimes you publish something, oh, that man, blah, 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 but you could have just tone it down. But, we are in the market to sell a product. Newspaper, I always say newspaper is a product we are selling. News is a product we are selling. So I'm into business of selling news. So if I don't package it well, if I don't get good stories, how do I make money for the establishment? Because at the end of the day, the end justifies the means. So as for interfering, no. I do my job as a professional journalist.
Okay. Your paper is the widest selling private newspaper in Ghana at the moment.
That's correct.
Second only to the state-owned Daily Graphic.
That's correct.
However, a lot of people who are NDC, for instance, would never take a look at the Daily Guide.
That is your perception, my brother. Because if you want to read what is going on in the country, there's no way you can do away with Daily Guide. Because I will go for the news. I will go where the news is. I will dig and bring the news out. So why would you want to say you wouldn't read the Daily Guide? Those who want to inform themselves about what is even going in their government, they want to read the Daily Guide.
I mean, I would give the Daily Guide the credit for putting the government on its toes. But some other people think that the same was not being done when the NPP was in power. Is the Daily Guide connected to the NPP?
Not at all. I'm not connected to any political. I'm a journalist. I'm not connected to any political party. That's people's opinion. As opinion, people have they express their opinion. They say all sorts of things, but it doesn't mean that that is the Bible.
Why were your reporters banned from the castle? Viewers, the castle is the seat of government in Ghana.
Now they've taken the castle is no longer the seat of government. The Flagstaff House. Whether the Jubilee Flagstaff House or the Flagstaff House, at least they moved from the castle. The fact of the matter is that previous government, when the Kufuor administration was there, we were covering the government, So when the administration left, the new government, we sent our reporters there, a photographer and a reporter, and they asked us to bring a letter because obviously they have to go through security screening. So we sent a letter informing them that we are sending 2 reps there. But they never got to us. They never even acknowledged the letter. Not one. It was about 3 letters, reminders to inform them that we are still waiting. But they never even responded to the letters.
I remember that you protested that incident, especially when the former president, the late Atta Mills, started his briefings at the castle, and all these journalists were invited, but your journalists were not invited.
No, the briefing one, we were invited. But we wanted to have a regular reporter as part of the presidential press corps, which they didn't allow us. But for the briefing, the briefing is just once a year. So that one they invite the key media, because clearly, my brother, whether they like it or not, you can't do away with Daily Guide. It's a force to reckon with.
How would you assess President Mohammed's government this far?
He's doing his best. So far, he's in the 6th month. Let's take when he was a caretaker president. He's about in the 5th month. He's doing his best. You know, the court case is also pending.
Do you think the court case is affecting his presidency? Do you think it's affecting his
We have
performance?
conflicting reports. Because at once, when the president appeared on the TV show, he said the court case is not affecting him. Some of his ministers are saying that the court case is a big barrier. So we don't even know which one to take. The president himself, the man himself says it's not affecting him. But his advisors, his ministers are saying that the court case is affecting his performance. And my brother, things are tough in Ghana.
Things are tough in Ghana. The daily briefings, the presidency just introduced the daily briefings where the Minister of Information briefs the media on what's going on and stuff like that. What's your assessment of that? Is it helping government-media relationship?
The first one, we were invited. I personally went there for the first one. But in the course of the interaction with the minister, he will tell you that this one is off record, I need clearance, I need this. I say, if you are not ready for us, why do you invite me to come and sit there for you to dictate what I should go and write? So based on that, I decided not to go again. And I never sent my reporter there again.
So you're saying it's bogus? It's not?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just beginning. Because at that time, he was supposed to do that one once a week. Now that one, he couldn't even sustain it. So now he's doing it daily. I don't know how he can sustain it for long. So the sustainability is another thing.
Explain this to me. You have the freedom to ask questions.
Yes.
So if you ask a question, do they tell you not to publish the response?
You know, the first one we went, it was interactive. We posed questions. In fact, he asked us to submit questions far in advance, about 2 days ahead of the program. So I personally didn't like that idea, that why should I unveil my questions to you? So, but some people say, well, because the program was facilitated by the Ghana Journalists Association with other media groups, private newspapers, Publishers Association, Ghana Independent Radio Broadcasters, that kind of stuff. So they all put together, they met the minister and suggested, okay, let's do it, let's forge ahead in order to interact with the media, give out adequate information, don't hide any information from the public. That is the only way that you can run a transparent government.
Okay.
So the first one, we went there. After the introduction, we all introduced ourselves. Then he started reading the questions that had been sent. Some apparently sent the questions. Then in the course of answering the questions, he put a caveat, this one off record, this one that. I said, but the people have sent questions, you ask them to send questions. So they want answers to the questions. So if you tell us that this is off record, because the reason he gave for getting
you mean Mahama Yariga,
the minister.
Information Minister.
The reason why he gave was to have the questions ahead is that in order to areas that are not within his domain, he can get information. Okay. For instance, the issue of the journalists who were beaten at the Independence Square came out strongly. And at that time, the report was that, before the military even released the report, he told us that this is the report, the same report that he gave us, but we should not go and report because it was just, and I asked him that, how can you shave somebody's head in his absence? Obviously, you cannot cut my hair without me present. So we didn't talk to the people who are involved. The military have set up their own committee and they exonerated themselves. And you are saying that the people who are the victims, you didn't even give them the chance to even speak to the issue.
Okay,
so
we're running out of time, I'm sorry. But I'll ask you one last question. TB Joshua, his bodyguard detained journalists. Chinese people in Ghana doing illegal mining, they shoot down people and stuff like that. What is going on in Ghana? I would like it to especially happen on the TB Joshua issue, where journalists in the line of duty were detained. Just a quick minute, because we are
TB Joshua has apologized. He has apologized. You know, it's becoming a phenomenon in Ghana. People are now rushing, you know, when people are in, maybe when they are struggling, when they are in hardship, they want salvation. Maybe they think TB Joshua can provide the salvation they are looking for. So people, it's like a, quote and unquote, a little God to some Ghanaians. Amazing. When I saw the crowd myself, I was surprised. So TB Joshua is commanding such a huge...
My issue is, why is the press silent on the issue?
The press was not, it's like, it was seen more or less like, maybe there was a lack of coordination. The security detail of TB Joshua overreacted when the issue broke. So that is why, but I'm sure to err is human. The man has come out to apologize. And some of the people who...
To err is human, but just last week, 4 people died in his church again over a stampede, over you know...
It has nothing to do with
the detaining of the journalists. It doesn't. But what I'm saying is that there's that laxity that the press doesn't seem to be too concerned about things like that.
The press, what, my brother? People died there. We've been reporting it. We've been commenting it. We've been running commentaries on the issue. What we do is that we leave the rest for the security agencies to for now, they've told them not to do worship there, not to do any service there, so that they can assess the security, because I'm told that the facility itself cannot even accommodate the number of people who normally troop to the place. So they are looking at how to maybe coordinating with the police. That one, I don't know how far.
30 seconds, the Chinese issue.
The Chinese is a big issue. I call it Chinese invasion. And the Chinese, when you tell them this one, they are very angry. I was in China last 2 years. We met Chinese officials and we said that what the people are doing in Ghana is not good, because it's more or less like modern day imperialists. We see them as modern day imperialists. And they were very, very angry that they are not like the British or the Americans and whatever. They are genuine partners. But, Massa, what is going on in Ghana is terrible. The Chinese have virtually taken over every sector of the economy. I won't be surprised that what happened in Zambia can also happen in Ghana.
I would really like to go more in depth with this issue, but unfortunately we have to leave it here for now. But we have your contact, so from time to time we'll definitely pick up with you again on this and other issues. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
I'm also grateful. Thank you.
Viewers, this has been Fortune Alimi, editor of the Ghanaian newspaper, The Daily Guide, discussing issues going on in Ghana with us. Thank you very much for watching, and keep watching. Stay with us. More to come your way.